Hello, we're live.
Hi there.
Oh, I shouldn't have gone back up to work.
You went back to work?
Well, I started driving a coworker home because she has to meet her son from the bus. Otherwise, the bus company takes her kid all the way a half an hour away. So I'm like, yeah, I can give you a ride. I don't mind. So I had forgotten something at work, so I went back. When I get there, there's a dad standing there, and he's like, I'm here to pick up my kids. So I'm like, okay, I'll go inside. And at this point, the secretaries are both gone. The principal and vice principal are gone. So I go into the building. I look in. I'm like, okay, there's no kids in here. So I'm walking, and most of the teachers are going home too. So I'm walking around the building listening for teachers, and I hear somebody. So I'm like, hey, there's a dad outside looking for his kids, but they're not here. So for a half an hour, that teacher, 4 other teachers, and myself were calling everybody we could think of. Turns out they got off at someone else's stop, and someone else claimed them. But it was a friend. The parent called the dad, and I'm like, really?
So did the dad leave, or did he let you know?
The dad was like, oh, yeah. He was like, oh, I found him. They're at a friend's house. And we're like, okay. Thanks for scaring the hell out of us.
Oh, well. How old were they? Wow, you're chugging that wine. It was a tough day.
The only one, there were a couple kindergartners, so super young.
Oh, yeah. That is scary.
Hello, everybody. Thank you all for being in the chat early. I appreciate it. How's your day going, Ed?
It's been great. I was supposed to have been on, well, James and I were going to do a live stream just together. Not really, I don't think we were going to do it live for everybody, but sometimes, you guys, we just use StreamYard to do like video conferencing.
We just like Skype. We just hang out and chat.
Yeah. And, well, this goes into the game, my game of the week. Can I talk about that already?
Sure. Let's start right with that.
Okay. Well, James and I are going to be playing a game. I've never played it, so I can't say it's good or not, but all I hear is that it's super cool. It's called Gaslands.
Okay.
It's, some people might say it's like Dungeons and Dragons because it's a book, and you use dice. But what's so fun about it is you take Matchbox cars and you change them into something from Mad Max, like Road Warrior stuff.
I was gonna say the front cover was very Mad Max-ish to me.
Yeah. So this is a bank truck, or what are they called? Safe truck?
No. Oh, what are the armored bank trucks?
Armored truck, yeah. So this is the first one. Now, I'm going to still paint it, but right now I'm just putting all the stuff on it to make it look good. Cool. So I like capped the wheels. I put a bumper on it that's actually got a bend on one side. Make it look a little more realistic. I'll probably get my grinder and grind down some of the corners and stuff. I put a big shovel on the front. Nice. And then it's got a cannon coming out of the front, little hole. I just made it look real rough. And then I'll paint it all up once I'm all done doing stuff. I think I'm done with this one. But how the game works is, like, you get so many... My cat just keeps sneaking over here. He's, like, getting closer and closer to all my stuff. I keep pushing him away. But,
no soda this week, right?
No, but I do have a big water. It's on the opposite side.
Water's better than soda.
It is. It's a lot better. Okay, so you have like 40 points, and you have to take at least 3 to 4 cars, and you have a racetrack. And Sean Peck has a racetrack, and so he's invited James and I to come over and play. And the idea is to see who can cross the finish line first. So everybody has like a big truck, a fast car, and then maybe a killing car, or, you know.
Alrighty.
And you got 40 points, so you can like add different features to them. So you like, I can add a gun, which might be a cannon, might be 5 points. I put these little blue things on, so I can add smoke or glue or oil maybe could shoot out of the back of them.
Cool.
It doesn't have to be on the card. The cards are just supposed to look really cool. But
all right.
And you just try to see who can get, and most of the time from what I understand, it's who can get the closest to the finish line. Because everybody pretty much kills each other. So it's kind of like a demolition derby. And so James and I are supposed to make 4 of these cars, so that way we have something, but I think James slept in today. But what I do is I break the, no, Nico. Okay. I break the car off the wheels, so I don't have to deal with the wheels. And, oh man, this one's got another thing. Well, so this will be my fast car, will be my NASCAR. And then I've got a cool looking Doom buggy thing that I thought could be kind of all terrain.
All right.
And this is just the top, but it looks very Mad Max like.
Cool.
So that probably won't have any weapons, but maybe it'll just like have a big spike and just run into somebody's car or something to stop them. So
all right.
It's supposed to be just a great game. And Sean Peck is an amazing artist, and his cars look so cool. How he paints them up and everything. What I'm really good at is modding.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that I can transform the cars enough that it overlooks the bad paint job. And I mean, no, Nico, come on, buddy. He takes one sliding step over every. No. Okay, so, but I've literally bought like 50 Matchbox cars because it's so much fun. And then there's like different types of teams in the game. And right now I'm just making a starter set.
Okay.
It doesn't have a team. But there's like, the whole idea is that like there's been a nuclear war and apocalypse type deal on Earth. And everybody cool left on Earth is moved to Mars.
Oh.
And so everybody wants to go to Mars. And only way to really get there is the entertainment for the people in Mars is watching these car races. So if they win, the winners get to go up to Mars.
Oh, so okay.
You know, the racers. This is called fluff to these type of games. Like they add the stuff that makes it so there's like stuff that doesn't apply to the game, but it makes it fun.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like different types. Yeah, there's a whole lot of different types of teams. Like there's an all cop team, which is all police cars and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I've like I've bought a whole bunch of those type of cars. I even bought a dog catcher truck that I thought could be part of them.
Cool.
And so that, Nico, he's been driving me crazy all day. He likes to sniff the bags. Come on, buddy. You can't be up here. You know it. He's backing up because he knows. Then there's like these people that are called the Wasteland, and they're like all about toxic stuff. Like they spill toxic crud all over the roads and stuff like that. And I think their goal is actually just to kill as many people as they can. They don't care about
probably
winning. And then there's like one that's prison people. And so they're like welded into the cars. Oh. And not the bodies, just the cars are welded tight so they can't get out. Okay. And I think if they win, the prison guards get to go to Mars and they get to be released from the car. But there's just dozens of stories. I mean, there's also like rich guys that just have really fancy looking cars. And I think that's for people that don't really want to do this to their cars. So they can just get the coolest looking Matchbox cars and use them. And it's just a lot of fun. There's one Matchbox car I really want, but I think they stopped selling it at Walmart because it had a gun on it.
Oh.
It's because just about all the cars with guns on them you can't find anymore. Mm-hmm. But the original Iron Man car, it was a Hummer, and it has missiles and cannons and everything on it. And it must have came out when Iron Man first came out. So maybe that's 12, 13 years ago. I don't know. But I just thought, oh man, that'd be so cool. And another thing you can do is you can take other cars apart and use their parts.
Oh.
So I've bought some Matchbox cars that just have extra 2 engines that look real goofy, but I'm going to cut the engines out and then drop them into the hood. To make things cool. This is one that here are 2 others. This would be a super fast one, and maybe all I would do is add smoke to the back or grease just to try to go as fast as I can. And then this is one of my favorites. It's an old station wagon.
Ah.
And I can have all sorts of fun with an old station wagon. But and you can I just take garbage and put it together. The cardboard I'm using is coming from a sponge filter box that I just keep cutting apart. No, Nico. Golly, this cat's driving me crazy. Okay. So I've just been cutting it slowly off there. I've been using pill bottle, empty, pill things, because I like how these pills have a little rough texture.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, no, he is so good at jumping. No. Then I've got just sprues, and this is from other models and things, and I'm just cutting pieces off and using them. So it's just I got wire. I don't know what I'm going to do with the wire. I've got zip tie. That's what Nico keeps getting. He's getting my zip ties. He likes playing with zip ties because I throw them and then he chases them and he brings them back. But I only have 3 zip ties left. I bet he's grabbed them all off my table when I'm not looking. But I just, they're just cool because you can use all sorts of parts to these things. So that's my game of the week. Cool. Gaslands. And that's what James and I was supposed to be doing all day today, was making these cars. And so now what'll probably happen is James is going to say, oh, I didn't get any cars. And he's going to get to play with Sean's really cool cars.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't have time to pick out a game this week.
Well,
work.
Do you have Matchbox cars? They cost 97 cents. You could buy 4 of them and glue some crap to it, and you'll have a great game.
I'm sure we have. It sounds really fun. I might have to look into getting it.
It really is. And the dice say different things. It's slide, spin, shift. So it's every time you shift, you go faster. But you could also you could slide, and then there's little things templates that you put and then you see where you slide from there. Or there's also this thing with an exclamation point. I don't know what that means, but I bet you it's bad.
It looks like a check engine light.
Oh, so maybe that's stall.
Maybe. Hey, Bob, how's it going? Anthony.
Hi, Bob.
Drew.
Oh, we got Larry here. We got a whole that's
Fish,
great people.
Scott, everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a good
Brad.
day. Thank God it's Friday. That's all I have to say. Y'all kept me up a bit late last night. I think I only got 4 hours of sleep.
Oh, you poor guy.
But that's fine. I have tea, I have iced tea, and I have water, so I'm rip and go. Hey, Amy, how's it going? Oh, Amy, I still got to send you those Viber Bites. I haven't forgotten. I've just been busy with work, and when I get home, everything goes out the window. So I thought you might have your Bubbles shirt on today.
I wore that last night.
I just got mine in the mail, so I decided
cool.
to put it on for the stream.
Well, if you would have let me know, I could have worn it just for you.
So I figured, in case people might have missed last night's stream when we announced our winners, you want to run through them real quick?
You bet I do.
All right, let me get my share screen going. Let's see if my computer chugs on the videos this time. All right, I'm going to full screen it. So, for those that don't know, Ed and I are still here, by the way. We had our Project Data Bantamade last month. The whole month of August, you guys could submit your pictures of your bettas, your gouramis, and your paradise fish. Judges all voted, and we got our winners all picked out. So, I'm going to run through these real quick since we did it last night. If you want to go, there we go. So, these are all the pictures we had. Pug, I got yours added. I put it right there for you.
Oh, you could have added mine.
Well, Pug's was on the list. I had just, because I put it together so fast, I forgot. So I wanted to make sure it got on there for this one. So our best picture winner was Maintails, Furs, and Fins with a beautiful white betta, which looks like a nice little black underside there of its chin.
I wouldn't have even noticed.
Yeah,
I noticed that black till you said it.
I think because it's so much bigger on the presentation than the spreadsheet, so you can really pick it out here. That's a quality picture.
Yep. Very nice.
I had our art category. I was so happy we had more than 2 art entries this time. All super good, all different types of styles, so it was really good to see that. Our best art winner for that one was Psychedelic Hippocampus. Best name on the internet to say. Rolls right off the tongue.
Psychedelic Hippocampus.
Nice little leather working. Very original.
I'm surprised I was able to say that.
And moving right along, these were our video entries, which should all start playing here momentarily. There we go.
He's a show off. This is why we're doing this, guys. Just because he wanted to show how cool this looks when it works.
Well, it didn't work last night, damn it. So yeah, these are all the video entries. It's just 30 seconds from each video. I thought it'd be cool so everyone could see. I figured I want to do it like an award show where they show they do like they show you a snippet of the movie or they hear the song. So those are that. I think this is going to be a common thing. We got an Aussie who won. We got Blake's Aquatics won our best video with a nice video of his betta grow out tank from the bettas that he bred.
So let's see. I think is it 2 a.m. in Australia right now? Nico, no.
Blake is 14 hours ahead of us. 13 and a half. So it would be 6 a.m. I think. If I correctly remember the time zone. And then of course we had our best in show. Hey Benny. Benny is in New Zealand and I think Benny is 14 hours ahead of us. And
I bet you he knows what time it is.
Big Tank Hank was our best in show winner with this beautiful artwork of a red betta.
Very cool.
Hey, we were right. It's 6 a.m. in Australia.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, those were our winners. I will be emailing you guys probably today just so I can get information and get that to our sponsors that are supplying us with things. For those that missed that, our sponsors are Lisa from KG Tropicals, who was also a judge. She's going to be supplying extreme fish food. We're going to talk about
special guest.
She was.
Judge.
It was wonderful. I kind of want to do a cichlid one next so that we can get John on board. And then Diego from Multiple Aquariums. Zen, if you could post his link for me, is supplying plant packages to our picture, video, and art winners like last time. Guppy Guru is giving our best in show a betta box of goodies from Aquarium Co-op. I'm going to be sending people some Vibra Bites, and then James and Ed are sending out some things as well once we figure everything out.
Yep.
And thank you guys, all the sponsors and everybody. Super glad you guys could help us out. And again, they all came to us and said something, so it's not like we were begging for handouts. Diego was like the first one. He's like, "You want me to do something for the next event?" And I'm like, "That would be great."
Diego's so cool.
He is. I really got to order stuff from him.
Yep, Diego is at Petzotics, and is it multiple aquariums or multiple tanks?
Multiple aquariums. There's the link. Thank you, Zen.
Yeah, I bought a python from
Okay.
him. And so I'm finally converting to using a hose to fill my tanks instead of a big trash can and pumping.
Oh, let's see, which way do I have to move? I still use a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, well, I use a 5-gallon bucket also for some stuff. But, if it's a quick top off, I use a 5-gallon. But otherwise, I use the 35-gallon. But it's still a pain to roll back into the house.
I'd imagine.
So, yeah, I mean, it's in the basement, and I've got French doors that go right outside, so it's not a big deal. And I like taking the plants or the bad water out there to all my plants outside, so that's cool. I want to keep doing that. But, yeah, I haven't done water changes. I'm like a couple of weeks overdue because I've been trying to figure out how to use this Python. My brother-in-law is going to come over tomorrow, and he's just going to attach it into the sink, and it's going to roll underneath the sink and just always be attached.
Okay.
So I don't know how that's going to work, but
I'd imagine there's going to be some Teflon tape involved. It's always involved with plumbing.
Yep.
Let's see. Benny said he has a question. He's got a pair of crebensis that have fry. They're looking after the female, won't let the male near the fry. Chases him away. Fries are 3-day-old. Should he pull the fry or wait? Do you have any experience with crebensis, Ed?
I don't. Bob's the Superman.
How about you, Bob? I mean, I would say she's probably protecting them so he doesn't eat them.
Yeah.
She'll
be paranoid.
I mean, if you have another tank and you can easily pull them, I don't think there'd be any harm to pull them.
I like having the mothers take care of them.
Yeah, they do learn to get better parents that way.
And sometimes
Bob already answered.
Oh, awesome, Bob. You're the man.
Okay.
I knew Bob would know.
Bob knows all. He's like the Wizard of Oz.
Yep. And, I felt terrible. Last night at the end of my stream, I didn't thank my mods for being awesome mods. And thank you, Zen and Bob and other people that might be in here that are my mods. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. And I can't believe I forgot to say thank you to the mods. Afterwards, I went, oh, man. But oh, well. It's a thankless job, and I appreciate it.
You're thanking them now. I mean, we don't get paid, but we're there.
Yeah, there's a whole mess
paid by YouTube.
Well, you went to bed, so you don't count for me.
True. I mean, I was modding James's, though.
Yeah, I don't care about his. Oh, I'm just teasing. Too much fun. So now, are all these tanks behind you actually your tanks?
Yes. Everything that rolls behind me is mine.
Very neat.
Speaking of that, that's a great segue, Ed. Thank you. Speaking of Are These My Tanks? On October 1st, so not this Thursday, but the following Thursday, I will be a guest on KT Tropical's members fish room tour thing they're doing.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that 7:30 Eastern on October 1st. So that'll be cool to hang out with the two of them. I've only really talked to Lisa because we talk on Facebook. Other than that, I only talk to John in Super Chats.
I don't know if I should take that good or not. How Zen said, don't thank me. I fell asleep 15 minutes before you ended. And it's like, okay.
Well, you know what, Benny? There's always the replay.
Yeah, well, and if you're having a hard time falling asleep, watch one of my videos. And put it on loops. I get lots of time.
Is there one that you recommend, Ed, as a sleep aid?
I think it's best to just put them through a list and go through them all so your brain just keeps not thinking about anything else.
Okay.
It just rests.
All right. It also helps you get your watch hours.
Yeah. I think I'm about 1,500 away. So I'm not doing too bad on hours, but I'm still only halfway with the people.
Hey,
so I think I'll get my hours.
I am.
Oh, but you're
Way
just
closer
starting
than
now.
me. I know, but still.
I mean, I'm not going to lie and say you're going to be a hit, though, because you never know. Everybody says, "Oh, you're going to be huge." It's like, well, you might.
It might
or
help
you might
if
quit.
I, actually made a video that's not just a live stream. But I gotta find a rhythm because it's only the third week of school. I gotta find a rhythm where there's a day that I can just sit down, bang out a video, start to finish, and then upload it.
Well, it's just live streams are so much more fun.
They're also easier. There's not as much prep time. Like when I do a video, I sit down, I write like bullet points for myself. I open up an audio recording software, and then I just talk about the bullet points. And then I go back and I edit out the segments. And it takes me on average 4 hours to edit like a 20-minute video.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I just say the same thing over like 3 times, and I pick the best one and the next in line.
So, since we got some people in the chat, I'm going to ask you guys, we're thinking about what we're going to do for our next event. What would you guys like to see as the next event? We've had shrimps thrown around. We've had crustaceans thrown around, vertebrates. Last night we mentioned cichlids, and then I got yelled at by, Shy for not separating the African cichlids out from the Central and South American ones.
I think it's funny, though, that we're like super on the dot for live bearers, with the Pasilia, and then right on the point with the anabantoids to the family group and kicked out some of the other lungfish, and now we're like all cichlids.
Well, I think because I don't know how many people keep like African cichlids compared to the Central and South American, so I figured keep it as wide as possible. But then it does make more sense to separate.
It's probably like 1 million people have both.
So, yeah, I don't think I have any Central or South Americans.
I have them.
Yeah, because that's what angels, discus, rams.
Right now, I'm looking at my Africans, and they're chasing each other around, trying to kill each other.
My Mbunas are being very peaceful. They're probably hungry.
And then I've got a bunch of South American stuff. Maybe some of them get to Central. I don't know.
Hug, I also thought about catfish, so people could do their corridoras and their whiptails and their other stuff. If we do catfish, we just have to do catfish, though. I don't think we can be super nitpicky on what type of catfish.
Well, and I think we should do goldfish also eventually.
Yeah. Maybe the springtime we can do gold, or midsummer maybe? I don't know. We'll have to think about that one later down the road.
Or late winter. They're cold water fish.
True. Well, if we do goldfish, if we're going to include koi, because they're kind of the same thing.
Yeah. For sure.
See, Mr. Fish also says all cichlids. But no, I don't think we could do all. We'd have to break it down. We'd have to do African cichlids and then Central South American lumped together.
But this was my idea, was the following year, if we did Africans this year, we do South Americans and Central next year. So that way we're rotating. So like next year, instead of the bettas, we could try to find some other. I mean, not enough people have bichers and mud skippers and rope fish, but I guess and lungfish. But I don't know. We'll figure out something for a bantoid.
Zen makes a good point. If you do crustaceans, some smartass is going to post Daphnia or sand fleas. I wouldn't put it past people, Zen. So you just put out a new video yesterday, right?
Oh, I did. Sorry, I was still thinking about that.
A little sneaky video in between the people's streams last night. I noticed it pop up.
Yeah, I started it literally a month ago, and then I never finished it. So I just did the little final touch to it. and
Okay.
and did that. I've got, boy, I don't know, probably 9 now videos that are just I haven't put them together, or they just need a little bit of something, and so I'm going to try to do one a week.
Yeah, that's a good plan. I was supposed to be doing one a week, but I think this is week 3.
That's all right, though. I mean,
I'll get there.
Yeah. I'm not doing this to be a professional. I'm doing this just for fun.
That is true. I don't want to. I mean, I said I wanted to do one a week, but I could probably handle it. I just don't want to run out of things to talk about because I don't have as many tanks as other people do. So I don't have like 50 tanks I could do videos on.
But you probably have a pet store.
I have not been to either of the LFSs within 15 minutes of my house.
Holy cow. You've never been to them?
We moved 7 years ago, and at that time I didn't have a fish tank. So when I got back into fish tanks, I went to PetSmart because they had kits on sale. You got the tank, the heater, and the filter for like $50.
Yeah.
So I just got my fish from PetSmart.
Oh.
And then I started buying fish online.
Yeah.
So I think I get 90% of my fish online now. Then COVID hit because I was going to breed the guppies I got originally to breed. I was going to just bring to the pet store and be like, will you give me money for these? But then COVID happened. So that's why I started selling online. Because we went.
I love pet stores.
Yeah. We went. Well, see, I had a bad experience. My LFS in my old town was dirty and disgusting. And the only reason he stayed in business is because he dealt drugs out of it. He was the one who sold me like 10 different chemicals when one of my fish had like fin rot or something. And I'm like, okay. And I think I was like 12 or 14. I was young, so I really didn't know what was going on.
And then he should have like given you like a dime bag also or something. Here, kid, get hooked.
So yeah, that's why. In like my local Petco was disgusting, so I stopped going there, and that's sort of when I went out of the hobby because it's like I don't have any place local that's good. And then like maybe 10, 15-ish years ago, PetSmart moved in or re-envisioned themselves. And their stores are super immaculate whenever I go into them. So that's just why I've been sticking with them. But then I started doing the online stuff. So I stopped going to PetSmart because of COVID too.
I got you.
But things are slowly opening. We went super strict on store closures here. So I really couldn't go to the LFS.
Yeah, I just don't know what I would do if I didn't get to go to fish stores because they're so much fun. The only thing I like, I don't know if I like more, but I love hobby shops. Yeah, I love the Halloween stores when it's Halloween.
Oh, yeah, I love going in those too. Halloween's my favorite holiday.
But there's like hardly any of them out this year. It's really strange.
Well, we have Spirit of Halloween, and then we have some other one. I can't remember what the other one's called. We have one down the bottom of the hill and then one like 15 minutes away.
Well, the two that normally go in, stores took their spots.
Oh.
So it used to be like they used to go there every year at the Spirit of Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And now some stupid like Pier 1 place went in there and Hickson.
Oh.
So, yeah, that sucks. Or imports. Something imports.
Pier 1 imports.
No, it's not a Pier 1. It's some other.
No. There's another one that has imports in their name.
Yeah, it's like a knockoff imports.
We're not canceling Halloween, Zen. I think our governor literally said we're going to have it, but you're going to throw the candy to the kids. Or they're going to stay in their cars and you're going to hand it to them through the window.
I will more than likely be in Dallas for Halloween.
That's right. Aquashella is still going on, right? They haven't canceled it yet?
Right. Well, they're even promoting it. They're calling it Aquaween I think, or
Okay.
Holoshella, something like that. So that's kind of neat.
Oh, apparently Bob's gonna be in your neck of the woods tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome. Don't know.
I didn't know Ro was that close to you.
Yep. She's about, I think she's 40 minutes one way, and Bob's kind of like 40 minutes the other way. So they're like 80 minutes away from each other.
Oh, okay. So you're like the middleman.
Yep. She's really a lot closer to James.
Oh, okay.
I think. Maybe she's over an hour away.
Now, are those your platinums over your right shoulder?
These?
Yes.
Yes.
I was gonna say they look super white on camera.
Yep, they're pretty. Well, they've got a lot of color in real life. Yep.
They do look good.
Oh, thank you. They like to sleep in. They every time I turn on the lights, they're the slowest fish to wake up. They're not always on the bottom like, you're really turning the lights on?
Yeah, I didn't know that guppies slept on the bottom of the tank.
Yeah. And that's why you don't want to get some catfish that'll gobble them up at night.
Mm.
But yep, I think that's cool. But I think it's really cool when you see like platies and swordtails. They like to sleep in plants.
Oh.
But mollies like to sleep on the bottom also. So maybe it's a Cilia thing.
I haven't noticed my mollies do that, but maybe mine are defective.
Yeah.
Now, Pug is going back to Halloween. He said that they had so many house in his area, they just put a bowl out. Well, my aunt's neighborhood, I think the most kids they've had is 1,200 for Halloween. Because they live on a nice street it goes up and it's a cul-de-sac and it turns around. So people will just drop their kids off from neighboring towns to be like, here you go. Go have fun.
Yep. I know how that is. I used to walk. I would have a Halloween party, and my friends would all spend the night at my house because we had like a really good neighborhood. And then we would like walk for miles until the people would be like, why are you still doing this? And that's when we'd know it's time to go home.
Yeah,
we'd have a wagon to put our bags in.
Okay. Yeah, my neighborhood wasn't the best for trick-or-treating. Because we lived on a dead-end street, and there were literally only 2 other houses on our street. Then you had to cross a super busy intersection. So I would go to both neighbors, and then we'd go to the neighbors on the other street, and I'd basically just get, shopping bags of candy from them. And then I'd go over to my grandmother's neighborhood and hit like 5 houses over there. And that was my Halloween. Nothing crazy.
Oh, man, I used to overdo it all the time. It was so much fun. But the worst part about Kansas City was they didn't hardly have any sidewalks anywhere.
Oh.
The streets are just extra big.
Okay.
So, but sidewalks would have been nice.
Mr. Fish, sir, would like me to ask you, Ed, when your fish room tour is coming out.
Oh, I don't know. I've got a lot more I'd like to add before I do it. Because I just put in another shelf, and I'm going to add, it's basically got 2 85-gallon tanks that are split into 4 sections. Mm-hmm. And they're acrylics. If you guys watch Bob's videos, which I hope everybody does, he's got his already lit up with rainbows in them, and they look amazing. And these things look really good. They're going to be for my pond guppies. And then I'm going to maybe put 2 20 talls or just keep 2 10s. I haven't decided next to them. And then the top row is going to be, I think I can fit 8 5-gallons or 9 5-gallon tanks up there. And that's going to be my nursery. Okay. So I'm going to put like pregnant female guppies into those so they have their babies. Because like I've got Moscows in the 2 tanks. Both these 2 tanks are Moscows. These are blues and these are reds. And they devour their babies.
Oh.
And so the only way I can really get them to start producing a lot is to do that.
Okay.
And I think I might have to do that with some of my endlers on the other side, because I think the endlers are eating a lot of their fry. It's really strange because the albinos don't eat their fry. But in these albinos, I got albinos Galaxy. These are platinums. Mm-hmm. They don't eat their fry. But it seems like, and the swordtails don't eat their fry. The swordtail guppies. But yeah, it's really strange. It's like I'm kind of doing the opposite. The more pigment they have, the more they eat.
Interesting. Yeah, I noticed the first 2 or 3 drops I had in my guppy tank, they were fine. There weren't any predation of the fry at all. Now I think now that the first 2 generations of fry have grown up, I'm noticing less and less smaller fry in the tank.
Well, the brothers and sisters, the small fry or the big fry will eat the babies.
Yeah, I mean I have as much plant cover as I can. I have I think it's water spangles. It looks like it's like a cat's tongue. The leaves. I think it's water spangles. It to me it's my frog bit because I can't, or it's my duckweed. I can't kill it. It's just growing and growing and growing to the point where most of the light isn't getting down to the stuff underneath. So I'm just pulling clumps out every week.
Well, the Kabamba's taken over here. I mean, look at this tank. I need to go and pull half of this stuff out. It's just thick. I mean, it's really neat because there's like a whole lot of the blue tails. They come in and out, but you can't hardly see that many. I mean, I can see 1, 2, 3. I can see 4 boys and 3 females coming in and going. I can see, one of my, both of my zebra loaches just came out. How neat is that?
Cool.
They're hunting, I think, snails in the stuff. Boy, and all the quarries are there. Everybody's coming out. I need to turn around more often.
I knew they were on camera.
Yeah. That was pretty neat. I've got, I love zebra loaches. Whenever I see them at the pet store, I buy them.
Yeah, I've only ever owned the Hillstream loaches, never anything else. Hi, kitty cat.
Did you hear him?
Yeah.
He just like rolled over on his back and made that weird noise. I'm not for sure. I want to finish the door on the fish room. And then I would like to get this one rack set.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move the one tank over to the other side, and I'm going to put the betta barracks or the bettas all on in that area. So I still have quite a bit to do in here.
Now, are you doing a video on your betta barracks build?
Yes.
Okay, is it going to be a
all
series
the parts,
or one video?
It'll probably just be one video.
Oh, okay.
Unless I do one on how to hook up a sump. I don't know. But that's going to be my first sump I ever had. It'll be for those. And it's just because I want flowing water in the 3-gallon tanks nonstop.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Like Kenny, when he came here, he said, I need to just make videos all the time in my fish room. And it's like, well, it's just, I'm slow. I like to get things perfect, Yep. So.
You're talking to the guy that'll spend an hour on one PowerPoint slide. So I completely understand that.
Well, I mean, I've spent about 8 months getting it to 50% done. Oh, no, I would say this is probably 80% done.
Okay.
Because I got the air. I have to add a few more tanks on this one. These are all filled. I've got a couple of empty tanks still. I need to get some guppies for. I've got 3 empty tanks that are just growing plants and snails. And so, yeah. But I guess, if hopefully I can get some new ones when I go to Indianapolis next week.
Okay.
And then I guess we're going to go to Lexington the following week. So hopefully I can get a couple other strands of different types of fish. I hope the guy I bought the Moscow, the red Moscows, has more Moscows for sale again, because he had a whole mess of them at the last time. But I only bought 2 because they were reverse trios. And I have all 4 of the boys, but there's only 2 girls, and one of the girls died giving birth.
Oh.
And she was a big fatty. She was awesome. She was the first one to pop out fry, and then her second batch, she died pregnant.
Sucks.
But yeah, and all but 2 of her fry are pretty much ate. So, hey, Color Guppy. Did I just beat you to that? I'm sorry.
Perfect timing on my end.
Well, say hi to Brad. He's cool.
Didn't we already say hi to Brad? Which one? It's Brad, Mr. Fish, sir?
Yep.
See, I don't know people's real names like you guys do. I just know by screen name.
Oh.
See, we don't do any of those cool events up here in Connecticut. The only other person I know that even lives in Connecticut that's in this community is Scott's is it Aquatic? Is that his last name? What's his name?
Scotty?
Yeah, Scott's Aquatics. That's the only other person I know that's in streams that lives in Connecticut.
But Connecticut is so freaking small.
We are super small, yeah.
I mean, we're driving to Indianapolis, which is like a 6.5-hour drive.
Oh, God. In 6.5 hours, I could drive through 4 or 5 states?
Yeah. So you're still gold. You're like a county. You're like in a county. Oh, did you ever end up driving to Boston to drop fish off?
I did.
Was it fun?
It wasn't bad. It was a nice day out. It was cool. I ended up talking to the woman for like an hour after I got there. Turns out she hangs out in fish streams.
Oh, that's awesome.
She knows the fish fam.
Well, that's cool.
And then she ended up buying some more because I guess one of the girls I gave her turned out to be a male. So I don't know what happened there. So she was like, "Can I have some more females?" I'm like, "Sure." So she asked for 2. I sent her 3 just to be safe. But they got there the next day because she's so close. This time I didn't drive them up. I wasn't doing that again. Yeah, well, Zen, Texas is gigantic, okay?
Yeah, it's the second biggest state in the union.
It's like driving through Maine. Once you hit the Maine border, it's just Maine for 6 hours.
I love to be mean to Texans when I say they're the second biggest. And you're comparing it to Alaska, which probably has the smallest population.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I don't know what Rhode Island has. It's so small. Rhode Island probably has more than...
Wouldn't surprise
probably.
me.
Yeah, they might even have more than Montana.
I applied for a job up in Alaska.
Oh, yeah, where at?
All their state colleges, of which they have 3.
Okay, so Juneau...
No.
I don't know where. Okay.
And
Fairbanks?
Yes.
Fairbanks has one too.
Yes.
That's where my sister was born, in Fairbanks.
Oh, cool.
Yep. They were all planning on going to Fairbanks again just this summer when all the COVID stuff hit.
Oh.
And my dad didn't want to go at all. But he filled out the paperwork with my name for the air flights. So when Canada reopens, he said that I can use his ticket to go to Vancouver.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that.
So yeah, I have a round trip ticket to whenever I want to Vancouver.
Oh, cool.
So I thought maybe I'd go to Vancouver, videotape like 3 shops, and then fly back. But what's cool is it's a layover in Dallas.
Okay.
So like Dad was saying, why don't you just use the ticket and go to Dallas, and then you don't have to drive there. But I was like, yeah, but then I'm missing out on Vancouver, and Vancouver's a really neat city. I've been there before, and it's super nice.
I was gonna go to in July. There was an event I was gonna go to in Vancouver, but of course it got canceled because of COVID.
Yeah,
I would have gone to Vancouver and then probably driven down and done something because Vancouver's. I'm questioning my Canadian geography. Okay, good. It is where I thought it was. I figured because I would drive there. I wouldn't fly. So I would
You
have
drive to Vancouver?
Yeah, well, I would stop in Seattle first and go to the co-op.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the only way I'll ever get out there. I'm not going to just go out to the West Coast for the co-op and then come home. I'd have to have other events out there.
Yeah, Vancouver is a lot like Seattle. It doesn't get a lot of snow and ice. Those were like the only Canadians that I could compete with in hockey. The Vancouver kids. Because they're like American kids when it comes to having ice. So they're about our speed.
But yeah, I got friends on the island part of BC. So over the water from Vancouver to the west. So I probably would hang out
Queen Victoria Island or something?
Yeah,
or Victoria Island? Not Queen.
Yeah, Victoria, yeah.
That's really, I've been there too. That's really cool.
So I would, if I did anything, I'd go visit them, I'd go to my event, and then I'd go to the co-op last because there's no way I'm not buying fish at the co-op.
Right.
I need my bucket and my air pumps for the 3-day drive home.
Well, when you do that, let me know. Maybe I'll go with you.
All right,
my passport.
Meet me somewhere up north.
Yeah.
Or just fly into Vancouver and then we can drive back.
Oh yeah. But then I still would have a flight. That would be hilarious. I just meet you at one of the pet stores in Vancouver and say, "Okay, see you later." Drive me to the airport, man.
So, Pug, I'm going to disagree with you and say Texas isn't the best because it's too darn hot in Texas for me. I need cold weather.
That's the only negative. I like Texas has some great food and cool people. I don't know. I like it.
I don't mind.
I would say Texas is a positive.
I wouldn't want to stay there forever. I'm a New England boy. I like New England too much to leave.
Yeah, no. I don't like living on top of people. I thought about it.
Well, I'm not in one of the big major cities, so we're not super on top of each other. Like, we're not, this isn't my house and my neighbor's house is right here. We have space between our houses. My grandmother, when she was growing up, the houses were so close you could literally pass the sugar through the windows.
Oh, wow.
But I've grown up in I grew up in a small town. I think we only had like 2,000 people. Though we had five. No. That's the wrong number. 20,000. Sorry, I was gonna say 2,000 is way too low because we had more than that at my high school. But it was still tiny.
Yep. Well, I mean, no, I've thought about Massachusetts because my aunt lives there too. Mm. And I used to love going and visiting her. I haven't gone in a while. But that's mainly because I've moved to Tennessee and everything.
Yeah, I don't think I could live in Massachusetts.
Yes, it is doing inside seating, Bob. So it's definitely open. It's Dahlia's. Oh. I love my Mexican restaurant. Well, this town actually has, I think, 6 Mexican restaurants.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a Mexican restaurant for every 1,000 people that live here. But you see, it's a tourist town, so the population goes way up on the weekends. Mm-hmm. We have like 4 barbecue places. Mm-hmm. We have every fast food you could think of. I love this. We have a Japanese, a Chinese, 2 Chinese, a Vietnamese restaurant.
About Korean? No Korean barbecue?
No Korean. But it just still blows me away that we have those. What we're missing is a major good steakhouse. We have some crappy steakhouse, and actually we have 2 steakhouses, but one I won't go to because they tried to rip my dad off.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I really need to post something mean on their Yelp. Because, get this, it was the day that I was admitted in the hospital, and then they let me out afterwards instead, But my brother had drove all the way home, or, because they thought I was going to be having emergency surgery that day.
Right.
Well, so we're driving back, and I hadn't ate anything all day because, they thought I was going to do surgery. Mm-hmm. So we went to this place called, oh, man. Now I can't think of, not Steve's Landing. Oh, gosh, what's this place called? Well, nevertheless, I don't want to give you the name so you won't go there. But, so we went to the place, and it was neat because they had live music and stuff. Mm-hmm. And we ate, and then we left, and it was 4 of us, my mom, my dad, my brother, and I. Mm-hmm. Our bill came up to like $85.
Okay.
And my dad doesn't believe in charging tips because he likes to give cash tips because of the taxes and stuff.
Right.
So he's looking at his credit card a month later, and there's another order for like $97 on it. And somebody had ordered like the biggest steak and some other stuff, and then they tipped them like almost a 30% tip.
Wow.
But it was on my dad's card. Mm-hmm. And so my dad was like, why is this meal here? And my dad kept the receipt, the one that he had. And they said, well, you must have bought 2 meals. And he was like, no, I didn't. And then they went, and he said, well, go get that other receipt and find it. And so they went and they searched for it and they found it. And somebody else had signed their name to it. It was like Shad Crossing or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know. And my dad's like, that's not even my name. And they're like, well, we don't make mistakes. You must have given your card out, you lost your card. And my dad like pulls his card out and says, does it look like it's lost? And they would not give my dad his money back because they kept saying that he was the reason.
I would report it as fraudulent then.
Oh, he did.
Oh, okay.
But, it's still, that's BS.
It is. Hello, Jessica and John.
Also, and he's a senior.
Yeah, so. That's doubly wrong.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Bob, the pH of my community tank, which has tamales in it, is 7.0 or as close to 7.0 as the readers will tell me it is. That's what I was just testing the water. Because I haven't checked it in a while. I don't usually check pH that often. Any advice on culturing mosquito larvae? Ed?
Yes. Blackie has a great video on it. What's Blackie's channel's name?
Dr. Black 610, I think, but Zen's probably going to pull it up before I can double check that.
What he's done is I've watched the video. He took a 5-gallon bucket and he filled it, I think, with like 4 inches of water, drilled like 4 holes in it that are like 2-inch holes, capped it. And I think like every 3 or 4 days he goes out and then pulls the larva out.
It's just,
but you don't want to let it go longer than that or you'll have mosquitoes.
It's just 66. I misspoke. I knew it was 6 something. Yeah, I don't see the video right now. Maybe Zen can find it. But for right now, I'll just put the channel link in the chat for you.
And I mean, if anybody else can think of anybody else that's made a good video on it.
I mean, yeah,
that Blackie video is pretty good.
All I know they like is standing water, so that's my only suggestion. Maybe, like, the totes you could put stuff in and put it under your bed. Maybe use one of those because it's shallow. I don't know if surface area.
There's probably not a lot of mosquitoes under your bed, though. He took his 5-gallon bucket and put it in the bushes.
I mean, put it outside.
I know, I'm just being terrible.
Because I'm just thinking more surface area means more places for them to lay their eggs. So if you got like a 2 or 3 foot long one that's like 18 inches deep instead of a bucket that's not as wide, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here.
Yeah, I don't know if it makes much difference to them. Their eggs are really weird too because it's like dirt.
Oh.
If it dries up before, if the water dries up, their eggs can like dry and it looks like dirt and wait till rain comes and then they'll hatch when the rain comes. It's pretty weird.
Yeah, Bob is also right. If you're in the States, especially in the Northeast, it is getting a little too late for the mosquitoes because they don't like the cold.
Yeah, John, where are you from? I think I asked you once before, and I don't know if I read it because I don't do a very good job of paying attention.
You know what? This isn't the food I wanted to feed, but it's here, so. Nice, the old school Sura Onip tabs.
Ah.
Yeah, yep.
Old school.
Before they went and changed them.
Yep.
I am so worried that with constantly hand sanitizing and washing my hands, I'm either going to have sanitizer or soap on my hands when I stick them in tanks.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's what I did to that one tank that they all were dying off. I wonder if I poisoned them somehow. I had a tank of Nebula Steel guppies, and I wiped out about a third or a fourth of them.
Dang.
It was a drag.
Like, at least I'm not sticking my whole arm down in the tank and working with it. It's just to feed or grab something out real quick. So I would hope that quick interaction's not doing anything, but I don't know. I just worry about it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Because I spent a lot of time getting that tank. It's one of my favorite tanks.
Mm-hmm.
And, I planted all the valves separately and did a lot of work in there. And I just wonder if I had stuff all over my hands and I was just an idiot.
Yeah.
Poisoned them slowly.
I don't know. These are strange times we live in.
Yep.
Ooh, I have not looked at this at all. Apparently my GH is at 180.
Water change.
Oh, it's at 120. I don't even. The deal with the stupid thing is they give you these test strips, but they don't give you the chart to tell you where your tank should be.
Well, that might be because every fish is different.
Well, I know when you get the tester one, it says like it has freshwater, and then it says community fish, freshwater, tropical, freshwater, Asian, and stuff on it. But then when you get the actual box, it doesn't give you that. And of course, I lost the tester one. But yeah, that tank is due for a water change. My water change days are Saturdays now. And I'm back. I used to feed every day. Now I'm down to feeding every other and water changing every once a week. I think I try water change. Or every 10 days I try and water change.
Well, I made a big order with the co-op. So hopefully my brother-in-law comes in. Hopefully the co-op thing comes, hopefully it's maybe out there right now.
When did you order the co-op order?
Tuesday.
You probably have it. I've never had to wait more than 3 days for a co-op order.
Yeah, that's why I was actually expecting it yesterday. Because a lot of times they come super fast. Yeah. But if I, and I think it was super early Tuesday morning too. It's 4 or 5 in the morning on Tuesday. So it was really kind of like Monday night. Okay. But still, I ordered more of the air tabs, things for my airline, because we accidentally lost 5, so I bought 15. So I can lose more and still have enough. And well, it's for my my new stand over here.
Okay.
And so my brother-in-law is going to come and attach that tomorrow, and then he's going to hook up the hose. But I also bought one of the new brine shrimp hatcheries. It looks like a blender.
Okay, is this brine shrimp hatchery?
Yep.
Okay.
And I think it's going to produce more than I need, but I'm hoping that the brine shrimp will live for a while, and I can just drop them in the tanks, and they'll eventually eat them all. If I make them at night. And then I give them in the morning.
Right.
They can chase them around all day.
Wow, I have not been on the co-op site in a while. They have a few new Zist things. They got an egg tumbler now and the premium breeder box on the website.
Yeah, that I saw that breeder box, and it's pretty fancy pants.
Yeah,
it's like $45.
Let's do a quick screen share here. Take a look at it. So here's this breeder box. If the picture, hello. There we
your computer broke.
Yeah, it's probably mad at me for all those videos. So, is this one where the water and air come in from the tank?
I'm trying. I think it just sits in your tank. I think you can hook up air because it comes with an air stone, but it doesn't come with the tubing. I'm trying to remember if it was Aqua Balls that did an opening. Somebody opened one.
Okay.
And yeah, it looked pretty fancy. It's got like metal grating, it looks like, on the side instead of plastic. So that's unusual. Fancier.
Yeah, this stuff is usually pretty good. I don't think I've had a bad Ziz product yet. Let's see.
I know, and I bet this is stuff that they've been using in Asia for years. And Corey's the only guy that goes there and gets it.
A hose is connected to an air stone to bring water into the box. A stainless steel mesh screen on the bottom allows additional flow. The top also contains a convenient feeding hole. 2 hanging methods are possible. First is this super strong suction cups, which most people will use, and second is a hanging bracket that will only work for rimless tanks or small tanks.
What I think is, what I would, instead of a breeder box, I'd use it as a jail.
Yeah, I think that, yeah. That's a
because it has the stainless steel, just cool.
Was it Guppy
Now
Guru
they're really behind bars.
I'm sure Guppy Guru probably did a video on it.
Yeah, he probably gets everything.
And then they have Egg Tumbler, which I've never.
Yeah, I know that I was watching a late night. Yeah, I've never used one of these either. I'd probably have a lot of baby angels if I did. Bob, have you ever used one of these things?
You gotta love the Korean. Is this Korean too? I'm assuming Ziz must be a Korean company.
I have no idea.
Interesting.
But
I mean, I know the concept of them. I've just never had to use one before.
I don't know if I've got anything that I want to really breed that lays eggs. Well, I've got egg scatters, but you can't use that for them. Maybe the Corey cats, but if I have Corys, I'll just let them do their own thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, Corys are probably the only egg layer I have that I would want to try and breed. I mean, I have the Rasboras and the Tetras, but I don't know if I'd try and breed. Sorry, I'm watching my bristlenose attack my guppy.
That's right, Grumpy Mike. Pet Tech did one.
Right. Okay.
They sent him a pack because he's one of their ambassadors also. So he gets free stuff like them. But he didn't even ask for it. He just they just made him one.
Yeah, I've only ever seen people use them for the bigger cichlids then, but I don't see why you couldn't use them for the smaller ones. I don't know. I don't breed cichlids, so I'm the last person to ask questions about cichlids.
Oh, I've seen angels in tumblers before.
Okay. Yeah, the only this product I was going to get was the their bubbler bio filter thingy. This air pump. This one. I was going to get this for my African cichlid tank because I knew I wanted to. Oh. I knew I wanted to overfilter it because it's a 30-gallon tank with African cichlids in it. But the Rambunas, they don't get super big. So I have a sponge filter and a hang on the back. And this one I was going to replace the sponge filter. But then Shy's like, just keep the sponge filter. This takes up too much room. So.
Yeah, I don't have any right now that are dry. Otherwise, I'd run and get it. But hey, Foxy, I kind of like them because they're neat, but they really require a lot of air to really do a good job. James, when he was over at my house, he like doubled the air intake on all of mine, and they work so much better now.
Oh, I thought I heard Corey mention something that the more they're cycled and used, the more they'll flow. Like when you first get them, it takes a while to get them tumbling.
I don't know.
The more seasoned they are, I think he said they tumble better.
Well, mine were about 8 months old.
Okay.
So I bought them when they very, very first came out. I was like on the very first order. I think it was last November. Maybe they're a year old almost. But he had to pump. He pumped that double air, and then they just go crazy. Now, if I had it on this line, this line can have tons of air. Mm-hmm. I have everything just at cracked, and I have plenty of flow. So, if I had one of those in here, it'd just be.
I am seriously debating just getting one bigger pump, not like a giant linear air piston pump, because I don't need one of those yet, but getting like one of the bigger, like 250 or 300 gallon tank size, like Tetra Whispers. Just getting one of those to run the tanks in my bedroom, and then just do like the PVC thing with all the taps on it. Because right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different air filters or pumps. And some are quiet, and then other ones rattle like crazy.
Yeah, I hate the ones that make noise.
So like I put them on top of things that are soft to try and muffle it, or one is suspended in all the electrical wires underneath my desk.
Yeah.
Hey, Foxy Fishes and Sharon, welcome. Glad to have you.
Hey. Yeah.
Now, are you on any surprise streams this weekend?
No. Bob's stream was last week, and I'm on James.
Okay.
James. His normal stream.
Invited to someone else's, because I know last week you were on Science Gal Aquatics.
Yep. And that was that. It went really well. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, who was at? Was this the heater you were asking about? This black one? Who asked me about that? Mr. Fish, was that the heater? If so, I wouldn't buy it. If the LED display, you set it, I have it set to 75 or 76, but it always displays as 80.
Is that a Flugel?
No, it's some cheap piece of crap I got off Amazon.
Oh, it's a fake Flugel.
So it's in a 6-gallon, and I set it for 76 because they're not super hot water fish or super cold water fish. I figured, or 74. I figured that'd be a good middle temperature. But it only ever reads 80 degrees. But the water isn't 80 because I stuck a regular old school thermometer in it, and it's perfectly at 75. So I wouldn't buy it.
I have a heat gun, and I absolutely love it. I have this little metal pail that I've screwed to the wall, and I keep essentials in there. So like, I don't know, tweezers, a knife, pins, a flashlight, my thermometer's always in there. And yesterday I wanted to check how warm the water was in the guppy tanks outside. And so I'm like shooting all my fish tanks as I'm walking out of the house, and I shot the pool. And when I went to shoot the tubs, all the power was gone.
Oh.
I used all the juice in the 9-volt battery.
You pewed too much with your heat gun.
Yes, on the 18 things on my way. Oh.
Now, Brad, are you looking for one that's programmable or one that's preset? Because if you're looking for a preset one, I have one that I would recommend that does decently at keeping tanks heated. It also depends on what size you're looking for. Because I think I have 25 watts in my 5 gallons, and they're preset. There's preset for 76 plus or minus 2 degrees, and the tanks are consistently 78. It's perfect. Those are my beta tanks.
Oh, you asked me if I would be on any surprise videos or streams. You never know on the late night stuff because it's fun to get on and just hang out with people.
True.
Like Jesse's here and Anthony's here. They like to do those. So you never know if you'll catch me there.
Yeah, I typically miss those now because I'm in bed by 10 o'clock. Stupid work.
Yeah, tonight you have Lucas that I always enjoy watching. You have Redfish Bluefish. You have Big Tank Hank and Anthony. So I hope I'm not missing somebody.
Hey, James's website. I think it's the most up-to-date schedule.
And Anthony says tonight, Ed? Oh, maybe he doesn't have a stream tonight. I'm sorry.
SC is at 8. Susan is 9:30. LRB is 9:30. Redfish Bluefish is
doing
11.
one at 9:30?
It's on the schedule, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, I need to
11:30.
I need to try to give some Susan love. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I think I'd be fine with just one, Bob. I don't have super big tanks, so it's not like I have a bunch of 100 or 55 gallons. My biggest one's only 40, so I think I've done the math. Altogether, I have like 120-something gallons, I think. I don't know. Let me double-check that.
Oh, actually, Anthony isn't tonight. It's tomorrow morning, 12:30.
Oh.
So he tricked me.
I have 124 gallons worth of water that needs to be pumped, so I don't need anything super big.
Nico, come here. There's water right here for you, buddy. Oh. He's trying to stick his head in my...
Well, yeah, he wants moving water.
But this one's for him. It's really cool. It's got the Chiefs.
Bug, okay.
And look, it's got lights. Oh, you can't see them because it's too bright in here. But, oh, sorry, didn't mean to bonk you in the head. Why does he want mine?
Who's Roxanne, Anthony? Oh,
Foxy.
Anthony's is at 12:30 in the morning, but it's listed on Saturday because it's technically Saturday at that point.
Yeah.
Wow, this schedule seems like it's filled in quite a bit.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, yeah, and Ohio Fish Rescues, you go, Carrie is on after us,
Yep.
Then Ohio Fish Rescue, and then it's probably LRB or Susan. So that's pretty cool.
You know what? I'm just gonna, I got it pulled up already. Let's just do this. Bam! we gotta fix that too. So yeah, you got a whole lineup after us. You can go stream hopping. Perfect.
Are we on there?
Yeah, right here. Well, just
wow.
that. I told them it was both of our streams, but I think this is directly linked to my. I'm guessing, yeah, it's directly linked to the channels. That's a good feature. They've got each of these things hyperlinked, so it goes straight to people's channels.
Is Diego on there on Tuesdays?
Tuesday. Yes.
Awesome. Petzotics. He's a super nice guy.
Now, you said Chris isn't streaming anymore, right?
He's going to stream, I guess, the last Tuesday of every month or something. I don't know. It's probably for his membership, I think, because he tries to do a membership show. Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate that. My kitty cats like to drive me crazy.
Hey, at least I didn't spill anything on you this week.
So far.
Sharon, were you here last week when they spilled an entire thing of soda on Ed? Poor Ed.
It was a cup completely full to the top with cherry Pepsi. And I was doing something talking about this fish. Oh, I got a lot of new Hercules snails climbing up. But I was pointing at this tank, and he just went right on me and pushed the whole thing a pop. I literally had to change all my clothes from my head down. Even my socks were drenched.
Where did I get what, Sharon? I was reaching. Was it a tattoo? Was it the shirt?
You aren't old enough to have tattoos, are you? Oh. Well, Pokemon glue-ons don't count.
They're not glue-ons. They're all. Can this camera work? Jesus.
Removable Pokemon tattoos are. They don't count.
This one took the. Where's it? Can I please work? This one took the longest. Okay. Webcam, we're gonna have to talk because I can't. Okay, I can't do this. It's all reversed.
I know, it gets so confusing.
Oh, the list. The list is on Fisher and Fever's website, which is then linked above. But if you need it again, I will link it for you. We also have the FishTuber Facebook group, which they're very good about posting daily on Who's Live. But sometimes that gets jumbled up because people don't tell them he's not streaming anymore. Or he's got people on there that have stopped, but they never told him he stopped.
Do I look really yellow today? I look jaundiced.
Yeah, you look like Oompa Loompa orange today.
I wonder what that's coming from.
It must be the saturation rate on your cat. Maybe because the cat's there, it's saturating you more.
I don't know. Weird. I noticed that earlier. I was like, boy, I really look like my liver's gone bad. I have a good, strong liver, guys.
That's good. You got an Irish or a Scottish liver?
I have a Czech liver.
Oh, okay.
You can check it all day long. It's still there.
I think my Irish-Scottish liver will beat yours, but we'll have to test that someday.
Yeah.
Speaking of testing livers, Anthony, when's the next drunk trivia night thing? So my care package from Guppy Guru is on its way, so I can start selling on his website. That should be here
Very
sometime
cool.
next week. Get my stuff. Okay. My stupid phone's voice to thing is going off now. Stupid phone. So I know you're on Facebook a bit. I think I shared it. Did you see the article that said something like 40% of people under the age of 30 don't believe in the Holocaust?
No.
Yeah. I don't know if it was
crazy.
A satire piece or a buzz piece, but I was like, how can you say it's not real?
Yeah. And, you know, they talk about all the Jews that died in that, but, you know, there's a lot of gypsies. I think there was like 3 million gypsies and like 5 million Polish people were also killed in it. It's just, I think the Jews the Jews were the most. I think they had like 7 million, but the Jews have all the money, so they get all the love. And I can say that because I'm part Jewish, but I'm also part gypsy, so I would have been dead meat in Germany.
I mean, I would have been dead too.
I would have been the Czechs that were getting gassed, because I think that's where they were getting the gypsies out of the Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia at the time.
Oh, speaking of Czech Republic / Czechoslovakia.
Yes.
So I work in a school. Well, they still have globes in the school. For the young people that don't know what a globe is, it's a map, but it's a circle. So you can spin it, and it's tilted like the Earth. So when I see a globe, I always like to look. That's how I gauge how old the globe is. I look for Czechoslovakia or Czech Republic on it. See which it is.
And Slovakia and the Czech Republic have been bidding to go back together for years. Oh. But the European nations doesn't want that because then they'll be part of the euro dollar. Because they'll be making too much of a profit or whatever.
Oh. So do you want to guess what I saw when I went to that part of the world?
What? Austrian Empire.
Well, it wasn't that bad. When I went over
Russian bloc.
Well, pretty much. I scrolled over, and I'm like, why is this entire area the same color? I looked to where Russia is. It literally said Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. They still had the USSR on the globe. And they're in classrooms. I don't think teachers use them. But I was like, I kind of want to just take it home so I have a globe that's old.
Bob, what was I wrong about?
Uh-oh.
I wasn't trying to be mean to Jewish people.
Oh, yeah, I think that's what you probably meant.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be mean to Jewish people.
That is true. Well, hey, I'm in that dynamic, Big Tank Hank, so don't lump me in with the idiots. I'm a history buff, so...
Yeah, so am I.
Like, that's when people are like, oh, we don't have to learn history, and I'm like, maybe you do if you think shit that happened in the past is fake. Like, I know for years they've been saying it never happened over there, but for it to be said here now?
Oh, Bob said go look at the Congo.
Yeah. The entire continent of Africa was all messed up, too. Because one of my coworkers walked in, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, come here. Look at the USSR still on here. And then he's like, oh, let's look at Africa. And he's like, yeah, this is all messed up.
Yeah. I can never keep track of how many countries there are in the world. I mean, I can give a guess. I'll say 172.
Okay, well, I'm going to Google right now.
Give your guess.
Okay, my hands are up here. I'm not Googling. My eyes are closed. 193.
Okay. And this isn't The Price is Right, so you can go over and still win.
Oh! I was so close. 195.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
I was off by over a 20. Wow, trivia skills going to pot.
I mean, we were both wrong. We both of them had to take a drink. This was Anthony's stream.
Oh, earlier today, I used to know so much trivia, and I was so good at it. And, like, I couldn't remember something I used to know. The Mad Hatter, he went crazy because he drank too much, and I can't remember what it was now. Was it iodine? Was it mercury? I think he had mercury poison.
Well, I'm reading Bob's thing. What'd you say?
Oh. I forgot. What made the Mad Hatter
mercury poisoning? Crazy? I believe it was mercury poisoning. Now, to that point, Bob, when I read multiple articles on that, I know we shouldn't talk politics, but, I'm a political science major, so here we go. It wasn't that he wanted to change that. I guess what had happened is one of the states picked up, like, a Times News article or something that they even said was not 100% historically accurate. It changed the depiction of how slavery was over here, and the school board saw that and wanted to use it as actual fact, even though the news organization said it wasn't a real historically accurate thing to use. I believe that's what you're talking about. But I could be wrong.
Well, there's so many crazy news stories on both politicians right now that both sides are saying, I don't know if you can believe anything.
Well, this came out a couple months ago, I think, or a month ago. I'm at the point where I don't watch American news anymore. I just watch BBC.
I can't stand our news. It's either far left or far right. There's no down the middle anything anymore. And I mean, they don't cover real news even. It's terrible because if there's real news going on, they don't cover it.
Yeah, it's all either the world is ending or Trump's the worst person in the world. And it's like, can you just report the news like you used to? Keep your opinions out of it. Just say, today, X amount of wildfires started.
Yeah, and I want to know if
this happened. Don't say, we think this shouldn't have happened because of this. Just give us the facts.
Well, I used to love watching CNN 25 years ago.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Because it was awesome. Because they would say, today in the Capitol Zoo, we had our first panda was born. I mean, I know some people think that's stupid news, but I think that's actually news. You know, it's like, I don't know. I want to hear about storms. I liked watching, and I don't like the Weather Channel anymore. It sucks. You used to be able to watch the Weather Channel and watch the weather, and I wanted to watch firefighters burning stuff all day long or watch a hurricane. But now they got these stupid home videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Especially right now, it's so messed up because they're trying to do reporting from home.
I don't know, man. The Weather Channel, I think, has gone to pot like a couple of years ago when they started doing all these TV shows. I mean, the TV shows, I mean, Weather Gone Wild is kind of good, but when you've seen it 80 times, I just want to know the news.
I'm scrolling to see if I can find it, Bob. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's all right.
But anyway, so I got my absentee ballot in the mail today. I'm not using it.
For it.
No, they're sending it to everybody in Connecticut.
Oh.
I'm not using it. I'm going to the polls to vote when they do open. Now, Zen, did you say don't get me started? What did you mean, Zen?
I'm sorry. If you like the Weather Channel, it's totally cool. Because I still watch it. I watch the stupid shows, but I want to be watching the weather.
All right, Bob.
I watched Weather Gone Viral every time.
Is this what you were talking about, Bob? Okay, ad, go away for the love of God. I swear, don't you play a video.
Oh, wait. Is it mercury poisoning?
Yes.
Oh, it's too far away.
Yeah, it was mercury.
Boxy. So I knew it was either mercury or iodine.
Or just new. It's like something that happened today because I get behind on the news because, I'm at work now.
Thank you, Foxy. I used to know that. You see, and there's so much trivia that I've forgotten. It's sad and scary. At least I could remember that I forgot it.
That's a good starting point.
Or a last spot starting point. Maybe that's the last thing I'll remember I forgot. Let's don't talk politics. We don't talk politics on any other
well, that's the same thing that happened with the Weather Channel thing. That's the same thing that happened to Discovery Channel and History Channel. They went from giving us, educational documentaries to reality shows or stupid shows that don't really have much educational value.
Well, that's why they took off my favorite show of all time, Firefly. Super great shows, the #1 show, but it cost I don't know. I have no idea. It cost a lot of money. And they were able to put some stupid Big Brother show or something, some reality show called Big Brother, I think, or Brother House. I don't know.
There is one called
Big Brother that was super cheap, and they made more profit by making it the cheaper show than making the higher ratings with the expensive show.
I mean, I don't mind the survival shows. I think those were good. But when you have the one guy who literally had his own cameras and no crew doing it all himself, I'm sure the production value on that was super low because he didn't need a camera crew. My favorite one was Dual Survival. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Is that the two guys?
Yeah, one who never wore
one with barefoot?
Yeah. My dad calls me Cody because I never wear shoes unless I'm going out in public.
Well, and then they found out that Bear Williams or Bear whatever his name was a fake. That was disappointing. Yeah. Bear Grylls.
He got caught walking in and out of a hotel when he was supposedly in the middle of the wild.
Yeah, and that just really ruined the whole Survivor shows for me.
I liked Dual Survival because it was set up in a way that it wasn't like they're in imminent danger. It was set up in a scenario way as of a teaching thing. So they had the specific scenario. They're stuck here. This is the supplies they would have if they were those people like mountain climbers or whatever. And it's said right on the thing, this is a scenario, blah, blah, blah. If they have medical things or life-threatening injuries, they will be given attention. So I remember I watched the first 2 seasons, and then I went outside in the woods, built a shelter and a fire, and ate a frog. I caught it in the pond.
Oh, I've been leaning over too long, holding this cat in my arms. It's starting to give my back a ache. Sorry, Nico, I'm going to have to stop hugging you. He doesn't like that. He likes it when I'm hugging him. Oh, gosh.
No, there's not enough exclamation points, Bob. I don't think she's super excited yet.
I love Big Brother. Oh, my gosh. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say it was Big Brother. It was like one of those stupid shows that made my favorite show get canceled. So maybe Big Brother wasn't the one. We could Google it, and you're really fast.
What am I Googling?
Google what reality show replaced Firefly. Maybe it'll be a hard one to find.
Fast Lane? That's what this says, but I don't think that doesn't sound like a reality show.
Unless it was some gas reality show that was. I heard that it was some some really bad reality show. Oh, I used to love the Metro Omaha Wild Kingdoms. They were so good, Brad. The Omaha Zoo is a really good zoo, too. A lot of it's indoors. I like going there.
Oh, that sucks, Bob. Too much salt water in a saltwater tank. I was this close to getting a saltwater tank today.
I wonder how do you maybe just pull water out and then put fresh water in to change it, balance it?
Yeah. Because I joined we have a Connecticut fish keeping group apparently, so I joined that, and someone posted that their roommate moved out and left a saltwater tank with clownfish in it. Was anyone interested? And I'm like, ooh, I kind of am, but at the same time, I can't. But I did think about it.
I think Firefly came on before Family Guy. Because they were both Fox shows.
Yeah, Family Guy was a later Showtime, I think.
Firefly had the early spot. I think it kind of took over the spot that was X-Files maybe at that spot, or maybe it was Black Angel or Dark Angel or the Jessica Alba show.
You're going back. Yeah, that was Dark Angel. You're going back way far. I don't even remember.
Yeah, I don't really.
That was. Oh, it's 2002. Let's see. Fox lineup in 2002. What? Do you know what day it was on?
I was gonna guess it was Friday.
Alrighty. Yes, it was. So it was. Okay, so yeah, Firefly was replaced with Fastlane.
I know everybody was so mad with this.
So it was
whatever that was.
It was Firefly at 8. Then Jag came on at 9. I missed that show.
Ooh.
And then 48 Hours came on at 10, which I'm guessing is some kind of news program.
Oh, Family Guy's on Sunday. Sunday with Simpsons.
Yeah, because it was Simpsons first and then Family Guy, right?
Yeah. Simpsons is the longest running TV show that's not a documentary.
Did it beat out soap operas?
Well, I don't know if they count as prime time spots because they're not prime time. And then Doctor Who has more, but because they stop and go with it, it hasn't been consistent throughout the years.
Yeah. Yes, it is The Simpsons.
But it used to be the Flintstones, and the Simpsons beat the Flintstones.
So The Simpsons is first. Then it's Law and Order SVU.
Oh.
Then we have a nice blast from the past. It's Gunsmoke in third.
Oh, I thought it would have been Flintstones. Oh, you know what? Do cartoons, longest running cartoons.
Okay. Then it was Lassie's on there in the top 5. Then
Lassie.
Family Guy.
I used to love Lassie, but I thought that was more of a kind of like Columbo, where they only made one a month or something.
Longest running.
Okay, well, it wasn't Big Brother.
Then Big Brother was ABC.
I think it was some type of reality show. I wasn't necessarily picking on Big Brother. Big Brother was the only reality show that I could think out of my head to say.
I typed in animated. Why am I not getting animated lists? What the hell?
Ooh, you said the H word on live radio.
I'm not monetized. It's channel stop for kids. So I don't give a flying F.
Well, Zen, I didn't say the R word, but I almost did.
So where did it get? This is the weirdest thing ever. Like, it gave me like the world list instead of just the United States. So Simpsons has 31 seasons with 648 episodes.
31. That's crazy.
Booney Bears, which I don't know what the hell that is, has 600 episodes but only 9 seasons. Thomas the Tank Engine has 23 seasons and 551 episodes. I don't even see. Yeah, this is just giving me a list by episode count. I don't even see the Flintstones on here.
Huh.
Oh, there it is. 166 episodes.
Well, that doesn't sound like very much.
They're under Rugrats at 172.
Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it was like different Hanna-Barbera and somebody else or something that had them.
Anywho, so we have like 13-ish minutes left, and then Carrie goes on, correct? Am I correct, then?
Yes, and she's got a really cool show tonight. Boy, she did a lot better than last week. She had me last week, and she has Tasha. Is that how you say her name? Tasha? Tasha. She's from Chicago.
Okay.
She's the cute YouTuber girl that like has she lives in an apartment and it's like apartment fish.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
That's probably not a very
I only know a select group of people. I don't really watch everybody. So,
I haven't seen her for a while. I wonder if I'm still subscribed to her.
Pet keeping is who she has on this evening.
Yeah, well, that's because she's like in an apartment, so she has to be creative on how she keeps all of her pets in a small area.
Now, speaking of creative ways to keep pets, did you ever watch any videos of the girl who keeps fish in tents? I remember John and Lisa were talking about that at one point.
Maybe are you talking about Bob Steamfont's friend?
Maybe
she has a tent. She has like a tent indoors to keep it warm. I think.
I thought this girl kept them outside or something. I don't know.
But I think she's moving. I think she just built something either in her garage or a shed. Last time I saw her on Bob's show, and I think she was moving it all out. I'm just guessing.
Hey, it could be.
But
I guess I don't know.
Kasha has a dog named Banjo. I think it's Banjo, unless it's Banana. I think it's Banjo.
Okay.
Okay. Well, trust me, she's cooler than me. You should try to get her to be your co-host.
Nah.
Your ratings would probably skyrocket.
Hey, I think Chevy and Zen have the name. Danny Does Life. That sounds familiar.
I'm totally lost what that is.
I think that's the person I'm thinking of. That name sounds familiar.
Oh. Okay.
It has to be Bob's friend because there's a video of her in the co-op, and I think it's same shots as the other one. Any hoozle. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still tired, so.
Boy, you've been doing great today. There's Scotty. Did you have to add? You were talking about Scotty earlier?
Oh yeah, Scott. Didn't I see you say last night that you live in Connecticut?
Oh, that's right.
I think I saw you say you lived in Connecticut.
If anybody knows somebody that lives in Connecticut, this guy needs a friend.
So, my last female beta is gone.
Oh, where'd she go?
That last, but she disappeared.
Just disappeared?
Gone. Yeah.
She broke.
I mean, she was pine coning, and I don't have the stuff to euthanize them, sadly.
Oh.
So, I think she finally went into a quiet part of the tank to die. I haven't seen the body yet.
I can tell you where you can go to get that stuff. It's rose glycerin, and you go to like a GMC place where they sell vitamins.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure I can find it.
Yeah, I felt horrible. My blind guy, I had a blind fish for years, and he jumped and he broke his spine, and oh my gosh, he was like, it just seemed like he had a horrible life. He was like upside down and spinning and just terrible. It was sad. So, the first and only time I've ever had to do something like that. And I know some people just say I take a machete and chop their head off quick or something like that. But I put him in a 5-gallon bucket with, I think it was 5 drips of rose glycerin, and it put him to sleep, and he just went sideways in there, but he was still breathing. But it was like the first time he wasn't struggling.
Okay.
And then you put 5 more in there, and it makes their heart just stop. And it just
okay, good to know.
It was real peaceful.
I think people have told me clove oil. Is that what the common name of that is?
Oh, it is clove oil, not rose glycerin. I'm sorry. Rose glycerin is what you spray on. Okay, rose glycerin is a pet trick for photography. If you have a black dog or a black cat and you want to see it in your photos, what you do is you put some rose glycerin in water and you mist your black cat or your black dog, and the beads of like the water will stay on the ends of their hair, but it'll catch light, and you can actually see the textures of the cat or the dog.
Cool.
That was an old trick. Yeah, I won a contest with doing that.
Neat.
With a black dog.
Yeah, clove oil.
It is clove. It is clove, and it's pretty smelly. I can go run and get it. It's still in my kitchen. But it doesn't smell like vomit. It smells like peppermint or something. Just super overbearing.
And the dog's name is Banana.
Banana. Okay, I thought it was Banjo or Banana.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's where my betta went, Bob. I'm pretty sure the pleco chomped on her and ate her.
Oh, wow.
I mean, the body's completely gone. That's the only thing unless the snails devoured her.
Gross. I've been looking at my 2 bulbs that I got from Father Fish, and neither one of them has done anything. I wonder how long it takes a bulb. What?
How long has it been now?
About 2 weeks. So maybe they're just establishing their root system.
Maybe. I know, because I know with the lilies that Corey sells, if they don't sprout, I think it's in a couple weeks. He said turn them the other way because it might have been put upside down.
Yeah. No, these are the right side up.
Oh, okay.
Father Fish showed us how to do it before we buried them in his tanks.
All right. I see.
And then he pulled... Yeah, he pulled one of each out and put it in my bag, and it's like, oh, I guess I'm buying these guys. But that's okay. I don't think he wanted me to pay, but I wanted to pay for it.
I see you have your patented cat microphone back, Ed.
Yes. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Yeah, it was fake facts. I got it directly from CNN.
Oh God. We're gonna get a dislike for that one.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's not your video.
Oh, that's right. Well. Oh well.
Yeah. Yes, Chevy. Clove oil euthanizes fish.
Yes.
So,
And
yeah.
I was totally. Everybody's like, "Ooh, rose glycerin. I'll have to try that." That would just make them look real nice. You're officially shiny and in pain.
Are you talking about my plecos, Bob? What my plecos eat? My plecos eat. They eat the Tetra wafers. They eat the Hikari wafers, and they eat some. What the hell else do I feed them? I don't remember. And whatever else gets thrown in the tank, but they specifically eat those other. Oh, API wafers. They also eat those. Oh, Zen, that sucks. Zen's betta swam into some hair algae and got stuck.
Oh my gosh.
That happened with. That's why I pulled it from my bed in the sorority tank, because they were all laying on top of it, and then as the water would evaporate, they would still get on top of it, and I'm like, "You're half out of the water." So that's why I just pulled it off, because it was crazy.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of algae in my tank that has the moss tree in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know what I'm gonna do right now.
Are you fertilizing the water for the moss?
I haven't fertilized it for a while.
Because I think that's why I got so much of the algae in mine, because I was doing the easy green. And I was hoping that the other plants would soak up most of it now, but now it was just the algae kept eating it.
You know, I say that, and I see a giant chunk of kumbumba coming up over it. The kumbumba will probably kill it out here soon. The kumbumba is crazy how it just grows.
I'm happy the Java fern has grown back in on the sorority tank. And then, I don't even know, it's some stem plant I bought off the co-op that just, it's like a vine now, and I'm just letting it do its thing. I can't remember what it was called.
I haven't had much luck with plants from the co-op. And I mean, I love Corey's products, but I bought, I don't know, I think 4 or 5 plants from him, and none of them have done well at all. I prefer to get local stuff.
I honestly think it depends on the plant. I've had most good luck with stem plants. Not so much with the crypts. The crypts, I've had super bad crypt melt. The Vals does okay. And then the Anubias all do wonderful. I love the Anubias. I think that's one of my favorite plants now.
Well, I've got one of his plants that I know still alive. It's a Madagascar fern.
Oh, the Madagascar. Oh, jeez.
Whoa.
This plant that I couldn't think of the name of.
Oh, that's interesting.
It looks like this when you get it. But then it grows and it gets super bushy.
Oh, yes.
Like, but then when you pull it out of the water, it like shrivels back up and it's super hard to replant it.
Well, that's cool. Well, my Madagascar fern, like I bought one from my local fish store. It's called Bermuda Triangle, and it was just gigantic. Or, I mean, it just was a little bitty, but it's just gotten huge. And then the one that I got from Corey, I don't know, it's just never liked my water or what, because it's like real thin, and it's been alive for now over a year, but it's just like a super little guy.
Oh, yeah. I got the Madagascar lace plant from him, and I just threw the bulb in, and then within like a week, I had a bunch of shoots off of it. I was surprised.
Yeah, it's an easy plant to grow. I like it.
That's why I like the moss balls that he has, because you just throw them in a tank and they grow. Same with the moss bridges. Low maintenance.
Yeah, I haven't bought any moss. I'm just new into the moss game.
It does look like they resupplied decently, though.
Fishy Dreams hooked me up with 3 types of moss. And then James gave me some moss. And I got some moss from my local fish store, Aquatic Aesthetics.
Cool. I'm glad you said
that. I used to always say he's in Hickson, Tennessee, but he asked me to just start saying Chattanooga.
Okay.
because nobody knows where Hickson is.
Bob would like to know what your pH is. Like out of the tap or in his tanks? Or is it the same?
It's about 7.2.
Okay. I wish I had that as my pH instead of 6.4, 6.5.
Sometimes it'll get up to like 7.3, but
well,
it's normally always right there.
We have officially run out of time, Ed.
Whoa.
I believe Carrie should be going live super soon.
Yep.
So we'll say our goodbyes. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you, Zen, for posting all the links and whatnot and dealing with our shenaniganery. Thank you to all the the Posili people, all the Anabantoid people, all those sponsors and everybody. Thank you, Ed, for being a great co-host. It's always fun. And I'll let you take it away. You can pull us out.
Okay. Well, yes. Thank you so much for the mods. Bob and Zen, you were amazing. Did we have another mod? No, that sounds terrible. Was there another mod? Thank you for that. Those two were so good.
Ed, Bob's actually a mod on my channel.
Oh, Bob isn't. I'm sorry. I read Bob's comments like they're always a mod. Guppy Guru was.
Yes,
but
Peter.
I didn't even know he was here, so I'm not going to thank him. Jesse was here too, so thank you, Jesse. Well, Zen, you did an amazing job. And Bob, I appreciate your comments because you kept me on track. And, Chevy Fish is also a really good mod, even though she's not a mod. But thank you guys all. And thank you everybody for showing up. It was a lot of fun. Check out Carrie Science Gal. She's super cool. She has Kasha, and I probably just wronged her name. But she's super cool, and she's cute, and she knows a lot about different types of animals. She's from the Chicago area. So go check her out right now.
And you can see Ed tomorrow on Saturday Night Fever. And then you can see me next Friday.